welcome back to my channel. Today I'm at Showcase Comics in Slidell, Louisiana, and I'm going to interview a couple artists, so let's go inside and check it out.
I get a text. Yeah. It's on both. Yeah.
So, today we're at Showcase Comics with Mr. Phil Ortiz, and he worked on The Simpsons.
Oh!
And lots of other
Yes,
projects.
I worked on The Simpsons. I even think I'm Homer.
So, how did you get started with drawing and art?
Well, it goes back to kindergarten when I was given a coloring book and those thick, like 2-inch thick Crayola crayons. Now, I'm 65, so that's going back to 1957. And they gave all the students coloring books and crayons. So that means every student is exposed to art by coloring in those coloring books, because coloring is an art form. And there were only 2 books left by the time I reached the table where all those coloring books were. And the coloring book I got was the original adaptation of the original movie, Walt Disney movie, The Shaggy Dog. So that was my first book that I colored.
Okay, so that really helped get you interested in art and drawing and stuff?
Not at that time. I didn't know what direction I was going to go to, but I just had a feeling that this was a fun thing to do, to color and to draw for some reason, and one thing led to another, and in grammar school I started my own comic strip and stories. Also in high school, I started my first comic strip. I mean, the high school's first comic strip. And then in junior college, I started a comic strip also. So I was picking up steam, doing comics and creating my own stories.
How did you get into the animation industry?
While I was in junior college, I signed up to join the journalism class. And back then, they didn't use computers for journalism, so we took the plates for the journalism to another junior college to have them done for the newspaper. And there was a print shop there on campus, and I met this man who knew somebody who worked at Hanna-Barbera in the background design department. And he gave me his number. The print shop guy gave me his number, telling me to call up this person on the phone. So I did. And I went down to get an interview, and I did that. But his name was Al Gamur, and he was the supervisor for the background department. And he saw my portfolio and he looked at it and he said, well, this is great. You have a lot of character art, but we're looking for somebody who's skilled in designing backgrounds. He says, but would you like it if you would come to the studio after studio hours and take an animation class? I said yes. So I did, and I was in it for 3 months, and then the head of the model design department came around, and he was the guest speaker for our animation class. And he told us, well, folks, we're going to have a heavy production season this year. We sold about 8 or 9 shows to the networks, and we need people. Anybody interested in the categories of layout, backgrounds, character design, models, animation, bring your portfolios in. So the next day I did, and he had me go to the exec producer's office and there was a man there named Iwo Takamoto. He was in charge of development. I had my portfolio with me. I showed it to him, and he was turning the pages and looking at my art and saying, yeah, and he gave me the impression that he was going to tell me, well, Mr. Ortiz, do you really think this is going to get you a job here? But he didn't say that. He closed my portfolio and he looked at me and he went, can you start tomorrow? And then all of a sudden, everything picked up again. So before I knew it, I was on payroll, and they gave me a desk and my assignments, my first assignments, and I was there for 4 years at Hanna-Barbera. That was Hanna-Barbera now. So I was kind of shuffled around from development to character design to layouts to models. So I had touched on all those departments.
Okay, what are you doing nowadays?
Now I'm retired. Hey, I am not working for any man anymore. I'm not working for the man no more. I go to as many comic conventions as possible, and I draw people as cartoon characters. And they have me going all over the country, and I also have my my Social Security checks coming in and my pension, and I make a little money over at the Comic-Con, so that sees me safely into my retirement. So I've got money coming in that way. I do not work in animation anymore. It has morphed into something else since I was there. Back then at Hanna-Barbera, I just had to learn how to draw, and I had to learn the mechanics of art, which I did by looking over the shoulder of some of the old-time people that came from Disney, Warner Brothers, Marvel, other studios, and I learned from them, and I picked up the mechanics. I learned how to do the mechanics of art in about a week, just about a week. And I had an advantage already because I learned how to draw. I knew how to draw. So what I'm doing now is just giving lectures over at conventions.
Awesome. So it seems like you're really enjoying retirement. Do you have any tips for any young budding artists out there or anybody that's interested in art?
Well, if they want to get into animation, I would say they should take some classes in school to learn how to draw correctly. Those two classes that go hand in hand together are perspective and figure drawing, or otherwise called life drawing. And those go hand in hand. Once you know how to use perspective and know how to draw characters and animals, then you're there. You're just about there. And it's save all your drawings. Don't throw any of your drawings away, because when you want to become a well-known, well-paid cartoonist, they're going to want to do a documentary on you, and they're going to ask you they're going to ask for your early artwork.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for coming and talking with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. You too. No.
Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and share, and have a great day. See you next time.